Ladies and gentlemen, boys and ghouls, this is Vemorix, and welcome back to some more Cannibal Hunter shenanigans. Last time on the Cannibal Hunters, we kind of took our first venture out into the desert, other than just running through it to get here, right? Um, we did a little bit of fighting. We actually fought our first skimmer. It was pretty much dead, and I royally screwed up that fight, and pretty much got crunked in the face pretty hard. Vam went down, almost died, because his toughness was nearly nothing. Um, and so we got a lot of loot. We got rid of all the money that we kind of shouldn't have had from the start with that bug. Got a little bit of gear for people. And yeah, KO'd some people with some assassination. Had a little bit of fun with that, and so we made it back to Shobutai. We did not make it down to the town that we were trying to get to. We were trying to get down here. We got just basically a little bit south of the stone camp over here, and Vam got knocked out, and then I had to get Vam up, get all our loot, and make it back here. Made it back without dying, so that's great. So today, what we're gonna do. Is we're going to focus on getting back down to that town, right? I want to get down there. I want to get back down here. I want to make some more money. You can see we're at about 4,000 cats. I want to get up to the 10K to unlock the shinobi so I can get their backpacks. Their backpacks are awesome. I'll show you in a bit because somehow I'll show you another bug that I found. So if you love watching this series as much as I love making it for you guys, which I really do, I've been having a lot of fun with this, and you want some more daily Kenshi craziness, don't forget to subscribe. If you want to be a part of the Cannibal Hunters, go ahead and leave a comment on the video and let me know what you want your character name to be. We're still trying to replace Double, right? So I went ahead and made the first 3 episodes kind of like together, just getting a feel for how I want to do the series and whatnot, just kind of playing around with it, trying to have some fun with it. You'll notice I'm kind of working on the intro, so having fun with that too. So leave a comment if you see. Basically, put a description in there, what you want the character to be like, what kind of armor you want, what kind of weapon you want, what kind of playstyle you want your character to have, and I'll play your character the way you envision it being. And if you want a backstory, go ahead and put that backstory in there. And if you're not interested in having a character, go ahead and take a look at those backstories that people are writing. And if you think you want to see those characters on the series, give it a thumbs up. Get it to the top of that comment section so I have it brought to my attention and I can kind of make a little intro for the character and bring them on in, and they can be one of the Cannibal Hunters. We're going to stop the team at about 10 and then head into Cannibal territory and start trying to take out some Cannibal camps. We may actually head in sooner than that, maybe when we have 5 people. I don't know yet. And just a side note on that, we're going to try to limit our recruiting people once we get into Cannibal territory to freeing people that have been captured by the Cannibals and saving them. Okay, so again, today we're going to focus on getting back down to that town if we can, get that unlocked on the map, see if we can make some more money, enough money to get into Shinobi, and yeah. So, without further ado, or Gilding of the Lily, let the hunt continue. Oh, all right. So before we actually move on, so I noticed something very interesting when I loaded the game today. Uh, these buildings are supposed to be abandoned. And they're definitely not abandoned. I mean, it's got a heavy smithy with armor plating in it, fabrics. I mean, it's basically, there's a whole bunch of weapons. Oh, there aren't any weapons. I guess I must have sold them in my other playthrough. Masterwork hats and boots, and I'm like, what the hell? It looked a little weird. So it looks like somehow my last game. Even though this is a fresh start, this is a new game that I started with these characters, and I mean you can see that in the first video, right? Somehow, uh, my first 2 houses that I bought and started sort of kitting out for going out and into the desert, basically somehow got put in here. So I did import the game and told it to reset all of the research, and I basically told it to reset everything because our faction hasn't changed or anything like that. So everything has been imported, and that's all been reset. And I'm going to go ahead and fade to that version of the game after importing it. I just wanted to show you this sort of in case anybody noticed in a previous episode. Okay, so we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back, and here's what the house is supposed to look like. So there's no, I guess we could just verify, right, that there's no research. So the factions are kind of like undetected now. As we encounter those, they'll get shown again. But I basically reset them because our faction hadn't changed at all anyway. And it's under research. So all this stuff, like basically core, like we haven't researched anything. I didn't actually check to see that the research had been maxed on the other from the other import, but I'm kind of guessing it was since it got the buildings wrong anyway. So I basically reset everything. So what do we got here? We don't really need to manage any inventory at all. However, before we go out and get into some more trouble, we really need to get our guys healed up, right? You can see their food's already going up, and we've got enough food to basically get both VAM and double above 250, at least until they've used up enough. So what we're going to do now is we're basically going to get double in a bed, and we're going to get VAM in a bed. I could optimize maybe and use the same, but I'm not worried about it. I just want to get it done. And we're going to go ahead and fast forward, and we'll come back as soon as they're healed up. Okay, so double and VAM are pretty much both healed up to full. Double's at full, VAM's like 2 points away from being full. I left him not at full health intentionally. I wanted to show you something before we continue. This is for the new players. So if you don't know about this in Kenshi, like basically you eat more food or use more nutritional units based on what you're doing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get double out of bed because a lot of times people I think might, and it doesn't really matter that much, but just a little optimization. I'm just going to run you through this. A lot of times, and even on my first playthrough, like I didn't know this. I didn't know this was a thing, and I just basically would take people out of bed the moment they were done healing. And so right here we've got a hunger rate. And the hunger rate's at 33% right now. And that's because you can see it says resting slash KO state and it says 0.33. So my racial hunger rate because I'm a human is 1. My encumbrance effect because I'm not encumbered is 1. And my resting slash KO state is 0.33. So that's sort of my final hunger rate is 33%. Now if I was a Shek, I think it's 1.2. Whatever it is, it's higher. And if I was encumbered, like if I was carrying, like if I was carrying VAM on my shoulder or something, right? I'm going to be using more food per minute of game time, essentially. Now, if I get out of bed, I'm not moving, right? I'm idle, so I'm basically using 80%. Now, if I start walking around, now I'm using 100%. Now, if I come up here and pick up VAM, standing idle, I think I should be actually, okay, there we go. So standing idle when you're carrying someone, it looks like you're still at 80%, even though it has an encumbrance effect of 1.39. That's interesting. So when I start walking, it goes up to 1.38 because I guess it doesn't just auto default back to 80. So that's something new that I didn't really understand. Cool. So if you're standing still, it's always at 80. If you're in bed, it's at 33%. So if you've purchased like all of these beds to rest your squad, instead of having somebody get up. Now, this doesn't matter late game if you're just trying to see who's up and who's not. But early game, when you're really trying to pinch pennies to save money on food, you can leave them in bed until everybody's fully healed. Another thing about sleeping, for anybody who doesn't already know this, you can click on the bed and then you go look over here, right? It says healing bonus. Now, times 8, essentially, that just means that you will heal wounds, stun damage, and cut damage, both uh, 8 times faster being in a bed than you would just standing here. Because if I just stand here, of course, I'm still going to heal, right? If I can go click on VAM, I can unpause the game, and if I speed this up a little bit, you can see my health bar is going up, and then eventually that last little bit of cutting damage is actually, it's just going to go away, right? So you can see it's moving, and eventually it's just going to hit 100%. So there we go, we're at 100 now. Essentially, if you're in this bed that says times 8, it's going to go up 8 times as fast. And the reason I pointed that out is because I've noticed sometimes watching other players play this game that are new to the game, which was certainly a mistake that I made when I started. Oh, here we go. So there's another bed over here, right? And it looks like a sleeping bag. So this one is 8x, and if I click on this one, it's 4x. So sometimes people will mistakenly, because they don't know any better, they will go to these beds that are less efficient. Now they're usually cheaper, right? So you'll pay like 50 cats for a cheaper bed versus 150 or 200 for a faster one. So there is a trade-off, but if you don't want to sit around for, 5 hours waiting for your character to heal, I would suggest just going to one of those more powerful beds, because time that you're not out looting is time you're not making money, which means you're not really saving yourself any cats anyway. Because, I mean, look at this. We haven't even done anything, and outside there is. How long until he gets up? 9 seconds. Do we, looks like this guy wants to inspect us. Let's see if he bribes us. Oh, we're good. So it looks like they're just going to knock this guy back out again, which is great. So we're just going to get over here and we're going to loot his corpse, because essentially, like I said, we're going to head down to this other village, whatever village that is. I believe it's Stout. We're going to go down there and just basically on our way down there to unlocking that on our map. We are going to, and I'm not really going to pick up food and carry it around. Uh, I mean, his food's already going down. But there's so many things in the desert that we can loot for food. Until I need to pick that up, I'm not really gonna pick it up right away. All right, so let's start heading south. And get this party started. All right, so we found a group of somebody here. It looks like outlaw farmers out in the distance who it looks like they got in a fight with someone. Oh, that's a slave hunter. Sweet, and he's dying. I don't know if we get faction for healing these guys. I also don't know if that actually like affects whether or not we will get aggroed by them, because I think they just aggro on you if you're alone and they think you could be a. Are those guys shooting at me? Dude, that's not cool, bro. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna beat the crap out of this guy. Now, when you're fighting a ranged guy as a melee, um, it's often beneficial to not just click attack, right? If you do, you're going to shimmy towards him, and I'm going to kind of demonstrate that right now. So I'm going to click attack target here, and then on this guy, I'm also going to click attack target. I guess I could have just hit the tilde key on the keyboard and then gone to attack target. Now, what's going to happen here is, Double's of course already close, and he's ranged, so it's not really going to prove my point with that. But what I'm going to show here is that Vam is essentially he's going to run in, but at some point he's going to stop. See how he slowed down there? He basically slowed down, and now he's going to shimmy. Now, I don't want him to shimmy in to fight a ranged guy because, well, he's more likely to get hit in that time. So now I got to stagger with the ranged attack. Looks like Double's going to switch um, to martial arts anyway. Bam got a good hit in. Double's getting smacked around a little bit. Also, something I'll just show you guys for new players. You'll notice here that I've got on my damage, right? It doesn't just show you the damage, and some of you may be used to just seeing one number there, like this. This will a lot of times it'll just show a 22, but it wouldn't say stomach. Now, the way I have it set up, it shows you where you got hit, and it shows you the damage that you took in cutting damage and the damage that you took in blunt damage, and it'll show you individual resistances like this -0 for each one of those. Now, the way you do that is you go to options and you go to gameplay. Yes, maybe, no. Actually, I think it's under here. Yeah, okay, so damage floaters. Show damage floaters. And you can switch this to simple info, off, or full info. I like to see kind of I guess I don't really need it anymore because I think I have a pretty good understanding of what's going on in combat because I read a lot about it, but pretty much like that will give you all the information you need. I mean, it'll give you more information than just the default. So we'll go ahead and get this fight played out. All right, come on, double. Get some hits in, buddy. Oh, okay, so we got 2 more coming in. We got 3 coming in. What do I want to do? How close are these guys to being knocked out? They're not really. And so, what do we want to do? I don't really want both of these guys to fight, and it's really dangerous being knocked out. I guess it's not so dangerous being knocked out near these slave hunters. I'm going to do a quick scan of the area just to make sure now there's more of these rebel farmers, but I don't see any slave hunters. What are these guys? Bounty hunters. Okay, so we don't need to really worry about those guys. What we do need to worry about is people that will come by and pick us up and turn us into slaves. That's not what we want. So, but I don't want to just run away. Okay, I do want to get some fights in. Um, so that's exactly what we're gonna do. Now, double how much? He hasn't taken hardly any cutting damage at all. What I'm gonna do is have Vam run over here. Come on, Vam. Come on, buddy. Get unstaggered. Come on. There we go. All right. So he's going to run over here, and I'm going to just sort of try to medic him a little bit, get some of that cutting damage dealt with. I'm not going to get a lot of it dealt with, but you can see they stop running too, right? Oh, man. I think Double's just going to get knocked out. So he's taking quite a bit of bleeding damage. I don't like that. What do I want to do here? I think I want to get out of there with double. I don't mind getting knocked out, but I don't want to. Oh, who are these dudes? So they're definitely fighting farmers as well. Okay, those are the bounty hunters still. So I'm going to try to train these guys on the bounty hunters. Now I need double to heal himself pretty soon here because he is actually bleeding, and I don't want him to be bleeding. All right, cool. So these guys are fighting a little bit. All right, so that should be better. All right, now I want double. I want you to heal yourself, buddy. Why don't you go ahead and medic, and then, in fact, we'll have you guys both medic. Now, once they get reasonably close, now we're gonna move again. I need to stop, like, clicking. It's just a habit. Okay, so we're not really outrunning them. I do want to see if I can train these guys back into this dude. All right. Oh, he grabbed one of them. Okay, so now that they're fighting like that, I think we should be good to kill these dudes. And if double goes down, that's okay, because I think it's more than likely that we will both. So I want double to get back here, and then Vam, go ahead and get yourself finished bandaging a little bit anyway, and then once they get close enough, we'll go ahead and attack them. Come on, buddy. Oh, man. Double's down. Come on. Wow, we're getting crushed by these dudes. Okay, good blocks, good blocks. Okay, he's getting hit in the chest again. Okay, I want to get away and do a little bit more band-aiding. Okay, cool. So these guys are going to help us now. So let's get back in there. Get some more hits in. Okay, we don't need to do that. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Get in there and get a hit. Okay, I'm not going to get a hit in. Let's see if we can get in here. Are these still the bounty hunters? Yeah, they are. Okay, let's get in here behind this guy and see if we can get some hits in before this guy knocks him out. These guys are pretty strong, so they're probably going to knock him out pretty quick. All right, there we go. At least we got one more hit. Let's just double check the double. Let's double check the double. He's at -3 stomach, and I do want him to be able to get up. I don't want that wound to degrade, really, but we're going to go ahead and get a free hit on this dude. Oops, not with double. With Vam. Come on, Vam. Get in there. Hit this guy. All right, all right. Get him again. Nice. Can we get another hit? There we go. All right. So now the fight's over. We're gonna get double all healed up. Nice. Not bad. Okay, now we're not in combat anymore, but had he been in, like, playing dead, I would have had him get up right away and basically just try to run away. Can I splint his injuries? No. I think he has to be below 50 for that. Or it could simply be because I don't have a splint kit. No, that's not it either. Okay. Well, we're going to get him healed up and um, start doing some looting here. I got another guy on the ground over there. And I think we're not going to worry about killing these bandits. Some of them are starting to get up here. Oh, Bam's going to fight another one. Okay. Oof. Oh, yeah, Vam's going to get knocked out. Can we get over here? Get over here and fight him next to this dude that's a lot stronger than we are. Okay. Let's get ourselves healed up real quick. Also, I'm going to right click and go down to splint injuries. And before I let go of the mouse button, I'm going to hold down the shift key and hit splint injuries. And you'll notice now I have a job over here that says splint rigging. So what that means is that Vam, as long as he has a splint kit in his inventory, he's going to splint injuries on anyone that needs it after he first aids. All right, so let's see if we can get some more hits in here. All right, get some blocks, nice blocks. Oh, chest hit. Oh, Vam is down again. All right, he's unconscious for quite a while. Now, his KO point is minus 17. So as soon as this unconscious timer goes away, we'll get up. And that's good because if we get below our knockout point and we have bleeding damage, we can bleed out essentially. Like if our wounds don't heal faster than they degrade, well, we will die, right? Unless somebody comes along and rescues us, which is nice because Double is actually going to get up in just a second here. It's kind of dangerous for him to be helping out at this point, though. I don't know that I want to do that. All right, so he's going to get up right away. I should watch his toughness. The faster you get up instead of playing dead, um, the more toughness you'll get. I think that only really counts if you're in combat, though, or maybe it's when enemies are nearby. I'm not really sure on the exact details of that. Okay, this guy's almost dead. Okay, cool. So Double, he's already healed. He doesn't need to heal himself up. What about Vam? So I'm going to go over and do some healing on Vam. In fact, I don't even need to do that. He's just going to do it on his own because of how much he loves Vam. Well, unless he's actually going to run off into the distance. He was. He was going to run off into the distance and come and try to kill this guy. Really? Interesting. Looked like he was coming over here to kill somebody, and then when that guy fell over, he Double started going, and yeah, just healing Vam on his own. So we're gonna let him finish healing Vam, and then we're gonna loot this little field of dead outlaws. Oh, one more is getting up. I really need to fix Vam's bleeding before I worry about that. Now it's possible we'll get knocked out. He doesn't seem interested in us, so I'm not gonna worry about him. Although I don't really want him. Yeah, I don't really want him messing with us. Oh, it's kind of a risk. I don't know that I want to do that. Because if he gets knocked down and he can't get up. Alright, well let's just start looting while Vam while Vam's laying down. Okay, so we pretty much looted everything here that we can fill up with. I looted a bunch of stuff, put it on Vam, and then looted some more. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick Vam up. Hopefully not have to get in a fight with this dude. I don't think we can sneak over here. Maybe we can knock him out. Probably not. How is his health? Yeah. Whatever. Let's do it. It's possible we'll get knocked out, but that's okay. The worst that could happen is we become slaves, right? Okay, so we definitely failed, but it looks like he hasn't aggroed us, so we're going to try again. Ah, of course we got hit in the stomach on our first shot, little bastard. All right, well, oh, we're going to be down for 200. All right, and it looks like we definitely took damage to the stomach. So it's going to go down, but it's not going to go down to minus 100. If it went to minus 100, we die. So it looks like we're just going to looks like we're just going to sit here and hang out on the ground. Okay, so Vam's about to get up, and I've noticed over here I saw some fighting going on, and I looked over here, and there are manhunters. So it is we don't want those manhunters to come over and loot us. So I don't know. I don't think we can outrun that dude. But I think, I mean, we really need to get in there and get double out of there once Vam gets up. So now, okay, so let's take a look at um, toughness here, right? Okay, so if we mouse over the toughness skill, we're at 10 and 63%. And you notice one of the things it says, where is it? Ways to train. Okay, that's interesting. All right, so let's scroll down here. So ways to train: getting hurt, getting beaten up, losing battles. We definitely did all three of those things. Not wearing armor, taking more damage. So we're wearing armor, but we are taking quite a bit of damage because it's all light armor. Getting up and fight instead of playing dead. So I don't know. Usually, like if you're in a fight, like if your party's still in a fight, if you get up instead of playing dead, you'll get a ton of toughness, like 4 or 5 points of toughness every time you do it. It's crazy good XP. So if you're tempted to sit there and play dead, unless you're gonna get like knocked out to the point where you won't get up after being unconscious, don't do that. Like let yourself get beat up again. Get up and get that toughness up as fast as you can. It's super super good early game. So as long as you're not going to die, or as long as you're not going to get knocked out into a recovery coma, which means you go below your KO point, right? So this guy, if he hits me for 18 or 19 points of damage in the chest before I knock him out, I'm going to be on the ground for a while and probably in a recovery coma. If I was solo, I would be more careful about it, but because I know that double will probably get up before a slave hunter comes along and gets me. Of course, in this situation, I don't know. Those manhunters are close, but we're gonna get up with Vam and we're gonna check it out. So what are we at? We're at 1063. So when it says he's not unconscious anymore, if it says play dead, yeah, look at that. 1279. So we got 2 points of toughness. So I definitely like, if you can, every time that you're gonna get, good XP for getting up, do it. I definitely recommend it. Okay. So since there's a dust storm, I don't know why it clicks so much. I need to turn that clicking noise off so it doesn't matter. I've never even thought about it until I started making videos. Okay, so I failed. Let's try. Oh, second time got him. Do you see that? Like I just basically clicked it again, and it did it like almost instantaneously. I don't know if that's a bug, because I don't want that dude getting up while I'm dealing with this. So just to get a little bit more XP, I don't really want to knock that guy out. I want to attack him. Sure, run away, buddy. It's cool. All right, so now we're going to pick up double, and we're going to get our butts back into town. Because, I mean, we got that's how far we got out of town before we got wrecked. So, yep. And these hunters over here, who are these guys? More manhunters. And more manhunters. Okay. I do not want to get picked up by those dudes. But we need to get back into town. Because, like I've said before, they will sometimes grab you because you're alone, and they just kind of fake it. You know, they just say, "Oh, you're a slave. Fine." Okay, cool. So we're gonna heal up again. Our toughness is up a little bit. Vam's toughness is up to 12. Double's toughness is up to 10. That's basically gonna give us damage reduction, right? So if you look at toughness, um, our damage resistance right now is absolute. It's terrible. It's minus 48%. So that means that we take 48% increased damage on every hit after all the armor calculations are done. And double is essentially with 10. He is at minus 51. So it looks like it's like 1.5% or so for each point in toughness or so. I don't know if it's linear, but that's what it is right now. Currently, it looks like. So we're gonna go ahead and heal up, and then we're gonna head back out and into the desert and start taking out some more. See if we can get all the way south. I'm also gonna sell here. Just get rid of all the stuff that we had. Because we picked up a pretty decent load. Not amazing, but it's not too bad. So, all right. Okay, so we're pretty much healed up. We need to clear out our inventory and sell. I just want to make a quick note here, just in case people aren't aware of this. So I actually slept in the exact same 2 beds. Now the reason I did that is because I already paid for this bed rental. I don't know how long that lasts. There might be something on the wiki that actually says how long it lasts. I don't personally know. Maybe if someone actually knows that, they can put something in the comments about it. But essentially I saved myself 300 cats by doing that. So now we're going to go downstairs. None of the shops are open, but I don't really want to wait for any of those to open. I think this shopkeeper still has plenty of cats, right? I think he has way more than we're going to have value of stuff. Yeah, so he's got 25k. So we're just going to go ahead and sell. I got another standard grade junk bow. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys what I looted. So obviously I got a heart protector, I got a horse chopper, I got another horse chopper. These are all kind of junk. They're a little bit over 100. You know, these junk bows are 300 something. Of course, I'm selling all these. And then I'm gonna sell all these guys. And I think maybe I'll start hanging on to some of those first aid kits because it does look like we're a little bit below half on these guys. I've got plenty of bolts. I don't know how many bolts I'm going to end up carrying around. But I think for right now, where we're sitting at, I do want to get a piece of armor that has better chest coverage, stomach coverage rather. The chest coverage is pretty decent, so we can see, what is it, 16% blunt, 24% cut, and 70% cut resistance. And the coverage, of course. The coverage is what I don't necessarily like. Now it's 70 on the arms, sorry, 80 on the arms, 70 on the stomach, and 100 on the chest. So it's good on the chest. It's a little low on the stomach, which maybe not terribly problematic like later game because we'll have really high percent resistances. But when we only have like a chest or a shirt that gives 4 and 7% and 50% cut resistance efficiency, that's not really good. And I'm going to elaborate on that just a tad. I gave you guys some information in the last episode about cut resistance efficiency. I don't think I did a very good job explaining it. I think I actually confused myself a little bit. So how it works is, just to clarify, because I think I was actually confused a little bit too because of how the stun resistance used to work. It's pretty much the opposite. Now, when I get hit in the stomach, if that was, instead of being 70% coverage, it was 100% coverage on the stomach. Let's just go with the chest. Okay, the chest is 100% coverage. Now, I have 24% cut resistance. What that means is that I'm going to instantaneously negate 24% of the incoming cut damage. The remaining 76% of that damage is going to go through to the next piece of armor, and the next layer under that is my shirt. So the damage that goes through is going to be applied to this layer of armor. Almost, not quite. It turns out that because it has a cut resistance efficiency of 70%, only 70% of that damage is going to go through to the next layer on the shirt. The other 30% of that cut damage that didn't get resisted by the cut resistance, right? So you've got 76% of that incoming damage coming in. So if we get hit for 100 damage of cut damage, 76 of that damage is going to go through to the next layer. But before it goes through to the next layer, the game looks at your cut resistance efficiency on this layer, and it says, okay, 70% of that was actually resisted. So 70% of that 76 damage that went to the next layer, that's going to go to the next layer as cut damage. So it'll go to the shirt as cut damage, and then it'll do the same things that we're doing right now for this layer. However, 30% of that 76 so that 30% of the 76 damage that went through is going to get converted into blunt damage, and that's not going to go through to the next layer of armor. That's going to go straight to your stomach, or your chest in this case, because we're talking about the chest. That's really dangerous on the outer layer of armor if you have a low cut resistance efficiency. However, because we have such a low cut resistance on the outer layer and 76% of the damage is actually going through, it's almost like the full amount of damage goes through to the leather vest. And that only resists 7% of it, which means 93% of the damage that gets through that cut resistance, 50% of it, because there's a 50% cut resistance efficiency, 50% of that remaining 93% damage that got to the leather vest, that gets instantaneously converted into blunt damage that goes straight to your body. So it completely bypasses any layer below it. Now, that doesn't matter in the terms of the chest, but if we're talking about the stomach, these pants have a 50% chance to reduce the damage of cut damage, right? So if this layer only has a cut resistance of 5% or 1%, this layer is essentially worthless. Not worthless. It becomes worthless if it has a really low cut resistance and a really low cut resistance efficiency, because all the remaining damage that didn't get resisted by that cut resistance gets converted into blunt and does not go to the next layer of armor. It goes straight to your body. So you got to be really careful to make sure that on the outer layer, like the farther towards the outer layer of your armor, so and the easy way to picture that, right, is it goes from head to armor to shirt to pants to boots. So the opposite direction, right? These are the least important. This is the most important. Anything that goes through here for cut resistance, if that outer layer is only 10% cut resistance efficiency, all that damage, it's not going to go to the, like 90% of that cut damage that is going to get converted, and it's not going to go through to the next layer. So it's really important to make sure that you have high cut resistance efficiency on outer layers. So if that didn't make much sense, it's a really complicated system, and it took me a lot of reading to really wrap my head around it. If you want to really understand it and you don't get it from me talking about it and you want to see more, I put some links in the description. So big shout out to Shidan or Shidan. I don't know how he pronounces his name. He's on the forums. He makes mods. He's got some really good mods, a couple of which I'm using. He's got some really good written out descriptions on the forums. I'll have a post to that, or a link to that post if you want to read more. And also, there's some really fantastic videos that Terminarch put out. Related to those concepts as well. They're sort of outdated because it's changed from stun damage to cut resistance efficiency, but if you get the stun damage part that he's talking about and you just turn it around, instead of 30% stun resistance, you go to 70% cut resistance efficiency, you kind of understand the concept. So he does a pretty good job of explaining that stuff. It's a little confusing, but if you read the article and you watch the videos, I think you'll get it. All right, and I'll put links to those in the description. So big shout out to those guys, Terminarch and Shidan. Definitely check their stuff out. Okay, so what are we doing now? Now that I've gone off on a crazy tangent, we've sold. We're ready to get out and do some fighting and head back south. Now we've got about 6K cats. We got 4K to go until we have what we need. All right, so we're just outside Shobutai. We've barely gone anywhere, and in the sort of like in the dust storm was hidden a little treasure trove. So interesting. He didn't have any meat, so I guess that outlaw farmer over here just basically looted his meat. Cool. Speaking of outlaw farmers, I think we should come over here and knock that dude out. That's what I think. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go knock this outlaw farmer out. Maybe he's still got that food on him. Maybe not. Probably not. He probably already ate it. But if he has it, we're going to cook it up because if you notice, we're getting down below 250, and we can certainly use the food. So we're going to go ahead and try to stealth KO him. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. Failed. We'll try again. Failed. Looks like he's just going to continue to walk, I guess. All right, so we got him. I really love how, like, at night with stealth and with the these dust storms, you can just kind of like keep going up on people. Look at that! He did. He looted. I don't know why he looted this because he can't eat it. So, all right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and loot this food, and let's go ahead and get that cooked up. We can throw one piece of meat on both of our dudes here. For anybody who has never cooked food before, all you got to do is go over here to the build menu, go to camping, and start a campfire. And boom, hit confirm. Now we got a campfire, and they should automatically go over and place that in there, I believe. Why are they not doing that? I think maybe there's an option for that under, where is it? Am I missing? Oh, it's here. So if you bring up your faction or your map or anything like that. By the way, you can bring up faction by hitting F. I don't know what the other ones are. I just know map and faction essentially. You can go over to AI. And I thought they would automatically throw their food. Maybe it's only if they have it in a backpack? I'm not really sure. Oh, so if you just right click, he puts it all in there. I thought they would just ditch it, but it doesn't look like they are. Okay. Is this guy getting up? Dude. Does double have the higher percent chance? He does. So Vam, you get the honors of knocking this guy out this time. Thunk. Nope, didn't work. He's got a 0% chance now. Got to get behind him. And thunk. Okay, failed. Why don't you just go ahead and chase him down? That's not going to work. Alright. So we've got 2 dried meat. Now it's important, like, I've seen people do this before. Your last piece of meat, it will disappear. It'll look like you're done cooking, but it will still be, there'll still be a progress bar going across. I wish I would have shown you that. But so make sure that this progress bar is empty. There's no blue in there and it's not moving. Then you can grab both your meat. So I'm going to take 1 piece on Vam. I thought you could do that, but it doesn't look like you have to have their inventory open to do it. And we're going to take 1 piece on double. So they both have 1 piece to eat when they're ready to eat. Okay. Who are these dudes? Outlaw farmers. And that's their bone dog. I wonder. I think we should fight that bone dog. And that is exactly what we're going to do. Slave hunter in a recovery coma. We might as well loot him. He's going to be in a recovery coma for a while, so I don't think we need to worry about looting him immediately. What I want to do is I want to knock that guy out and knock that guy out. And then we'll fight the bone dog. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Get him. Yep, get him, get him. Oh, he failed. Okay, that's fine. Bam, you can come over here and loot that dude. Or, sorry, double. And Vam, get over here and knock this dude out. Thunk. I failed again. Wow. We'll take that. That's not worth a terrible amount. We could certainly use the first aid. This is worth 45. That seems kind of not worth our time looting. Although, yeah, I don't want him using a blunt weapon. I want him using a cutting weapon. So, double, why don't you get over here? What is that? Oh, wooden sandals. Why don't you get over here and see if this guy has anything on him? I doubt it. And the Vam, you can try to knock this guy out again. Oh! Okay, well, this did not go as planned. This is not what I wanted. Did you see how much Vam got staggered? A ton there. Okay, double, what I want you to do is get over here and knock this dude out. Because we need to fight the bone dog by ourselves. Looks like the bone dog is pretty friggin' slow. Is Vam, did he stop or is he just slow? What do we got over here? I want to make sure we're not running into more trouble. More rebel farmers, of course. So if they get up, they're going to come and start some shazzle with us. We don't want that. And we got this guy over here. So let's head over here. He's already dead. We don't need to worry about him. Alright. Go ahead and sneak and go ahead and get yourself healed up. A double should be able to knock this guy out, hopefully. Come on, come on, come on. Alright, good. How long is he knocked out for? Oh, come on. There we go. He's unconscious for 36 seconds. That's not really long enough. So let's go deal with this dude. Vam, you're already healed up. That's great. We'll go ahead and get you over here. And we'll fight these two farmers, I think. Okay, so he's knocked out. He's not knocked out for very long. Don't want you using that, pal. And you don't need any armor either. There's really no reason for you to have that armor. We'll take your shoes off for you. And nothing else he's wearing is really giving him any damage reduction, so that's cool. Alright. Double, why don't you come over here and loot this guy? Vam, why don't you get over here and help him out? I didn't want him to loot that guy. I don't know why I did that. Although I do actually want Double to take that off. Another trick you can do, I do want to drop his battle hoe on the ground. And so you can switch weapons with him and then do that and then take your weapon back. So that's a little trick you can use to get that weapon out of his inventory if you don't have room in yours. So I want to get both of these guys, and we can take the dog, but I really, since our skill is so low, we can't just leave this guy. Oh, he's playing dead. Well, I have a solution for that, my man. We're gonna steal your boots. And he's like, he does not like that. So we don't need sneak anymore. Actually, I don't want to attack him until he's up. There we go. Oh. Okay, he's down. Now this guy is our next target. We want to get him down. Let's go ahead and take him out. Come on, Vam, get in there. Nope, I don't want you to do that. I want you to actually get in there. Ah, oh, man. Nice, nice swing. There we go. Got his leg a little bit. Oh, nice. Arrow hit from behind, too. Nice. Oh, look at that. His limb came off. Woohoo. Okay. So he's going to bleed out, which is totally okay. Now, I think that Bone Dog, how far did he get? Is that the Bone Dog? That is the Bone Dog. So let's try to fight our first Bone Dog. Now, this is a pretty weak Bone Dog. He only has 134. He's an adult. Some of the harder ones will have a couple hundred hit points, so they can get pretty tough. And we wouldn't really want to be fighting those ones. And just to double check, we really didn't take any damage. So Vam's going to get in there and kind of take the brunt of it. Oh yeah, nice. Okay, so he's down. Let's get the food off of him. This will actually sell. These aren't very, they're not worth a lot. And they're heavy for almost being worth nothing, but we can certainly go ahead and cook that food up, and we have a little bit more to sell. This guy, Skimmer, is bleeding. Who's fighting that guy? Probably more outlaw farmers. Oh no, it's a Bone Dog. Sweet. Which I think is a rebel farmer. So that Bone Dog is probably going to go down, but it looks like he's hitting the guy's legs. Oh yeah, he's down. How many shots do we need? One to the chest, but there's another one over here that's full health, so I don't really want to mess with that guy. Oh, he sees us. Okay, so it looks like we're in the clear for the time being. So we're gonna just basically continue our way south past the stone camp, which we can see right over there, and we will make our way to Stout. Okay, so we're at the stone camp now. We're gonna head in here. First, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cook up the rest of this food, and then once we have this food sort of cooked up, we'll run in there and we'll sell everything we have so far, and then we'll continue to head south towards Stout. And I'll show you what I meant here, right? Okay, so as the one piece that you put in here, you can't really see it, but we've put one piece in here, and as it cooks, it'll show this meter, and as this piece is used up, even though we've still got 2 left, really, it's only showing 1 in here. So as the last piece starts to cook, what we're going to notice is that this bar will go to full again, and as this goes down, this is the last piece. So don't leave your last piece of meat in the fire. I've seen people do that in videos for a couple videos after another. So I'm sure I made that mistake when I first started playing too. So if you're a new player, you'll be tempted to possibly run away before you take care of that. So don't do that if you can help it, or if you remember. Okay. Another thing I also did is I distributed the weight. Actually, it doesn't look like it's distributed at all. But they were pretty much at the same weight, 29 and 30, before I cooked up the meat. So I think, oh, another thing, instead of creating more and more campfires all over the world, I noticed like the more items there are, the more it slows down. This probably isn't going to make a big difference, but I mean, every little bit probably helps the game perform, and it's definitely not an optimally performing game. So I just try to clean those up if I can. We're going to turn sneak off and actually just run in here and see if we can grab some food. Sorry, not grab some food. Sell the stuff that we have. Who are these dudes? These are those bounty hunters, aren't they? Yep, they sure are. I don't know if they're the same ones, but sure looks like it. I think we can go into the bar here and just sell what we've got. I don't know how much money they have. I don't think anyone in here should mess with us. There is a chance that the slave, like if there's manhunters here or slave traders, they may mess with us. I don't really know. We're gonna take the chance. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah, I don't think we can actually sell to these dudes because there's no one in here that it like acts as a vendor for us. So even though this is supposedly a bar, as far as I know, there isn't actually a dude that we can talk to that's basically a vendor for us. And it's tricky because you got to get the angles right. But okay, well, doesn't look like there's actually a guy in here we can. Oh, wait. There's a slave that's working on the food. Okay, well, it doesn't look like we'd sell to him either. So, yeah, I guess we'll keep heading south and just pick up more loot on the way and sell by the time we get to Stout. Work is the best painkiller. Maybe true, but it doesn't change the fact that you guys are mean. Okay, cool. So we're on our way down to Stout, and we will hopefully maybe run into some trouble that makes us some money. Alright, so we've run into a group of starving vagrants here. We're going to kind of do something similar to what we did. Oh man, I just can't see anything. Okay, so really what we want to do here, and I don't know if this is actually going to work. Instead of knocking them out, right, because there's a dust storm, essentially what we can do is instead of like doing attack all, so first we're going to do attack unprovoked. We're going to unpause it. Now he's going to come by himself, or she, it looks like. And then instead of attack all, if we were to do attack all, that aggroes the whole group, right? So we don't want to do that. We just want to aggro this one guy. And we're going to kind of use that as a strategy. Now if we were, oh, doesn't look like that strategy actually worked. Very well at all. And I don't know that we can actually run fast enough to run away. We're going to go to fast run mode. Okay, so they de-aggroed, it looks like. So Sometimes that strategy works, sometimes it don't. We're going to try it again. We're going to try it with the guy that's the farthest in the back. And we're going to try it when we're out of line of sight. Okay. Let's try that again. So we're going to try it with this dude. Okay. Now, once we start running back away, he's going to de-aggro. But then we're going to do attack target again. And now, I believe, and we'll keep an eye on it, but I believe he's the only one that'll come. Come on, buddy. Oh, bam, took a hit in the chest. Oh, another hit in the chest. Look at how fast this guy attacks. That's the benefit, by the way, of having a really fast weapon early game. So Vam is at a bit of a disadvantage, even though this... Oh, Vam got knocked out. Vam's down. Come on, Double. You got this, brother. Let's see what this guy's health is looking like. He's hitting the chest pretty decently. There we go. Come on, come on. Get him again. Hit him again. Hit him again. So you notice he staggers, right? And that's another really good thing about the fast crossbow. I'm just staggering. Like, he can't even get to me. Okay, now... do I want to engage him? He's low enough that I'm probably okay to do that, but I would like to continue to work on Double's range skill. So we're going to go ahead and switch back to ranged. Come on, buddy. Oh, whatever. We'll punch him. Come on, get him. Punch him. Oh, yeah, you thought you were going to hit me, punk. All right, here we go. Come on, get another crossbow hit in. There we go. He's down. All right, let's get that weapon off of him. Ooh. Hi, shoddy rags. Now, these are pretty decent, but what I really don't... Because, like, you can see the cut resistance efficiency is 90%. That's really good. The cut resistance is 25. That's also quite good for shoddy grade. Because this is medium armor instead of the light armor that we're wearing. However, I really like the stomach coverage that we get from Samurai Cloth Pants. Now, it's not very much when you're talking about some shoddy grade, so maybe we should use these. They are, however, definitely worth looting, it looks like. Maybe we'll do this. Get these guys. Oh, I definitely miss... Okay, there we go. And we're going to take an iron stick. Just for now. So I actually have a weapon rather than just using... Now, Vam's chest is pretty damaged. And he is not lower than his KO point, so that's great. Oh, and he got up. I thought he was still going to be knocked out. I guess it makes sense that he wouldn't be because he's not at his KO point. I just didn't see his unconscious timer. So we're a little banged up now, and we're only halfway, kind of like we were last time. So I think... Let's take a look at everyone's run speed. 13. That's because you're encumbered. So Double, can you share some of this loot maybe with Vam? So we're at... Well, we're basically switching. Are we 14 and 14 now? We are. Okay, so I think what we're going to do... We've got a little bit of encumbrance, so we're going to get a little bit of strength XP, you can see. Not a whole lot, but at least we're getting some. So our strength will slowly go up. In fact, it's probably not even moving really here. Not visibly. I mean, it is... You can see the bar moving, but it's not really moving nearly as fast as the last time, right? When we checked it a couple episodes ago. Alright, so we're going to continue to make our way south to Stout, and well, hopefully make it there without too much incident. Because, you know, Vam's pretty low. Because he's kind of the melee dude. So maybe early game it would be beneficial for one of these guys to have a crossbow and one of these guys to have... Or each one of them to have a one-handed weapon and each one of them to have a crossbow. So they can kind of alternate. I don't know if I'm going to do that because I don't know that I care to work on crossbows on Vam. Might as well just keep... Because I do want Vam to eventually, sort of later game, be heavy armor and more tanky, right? So we're going to basically continue to work our way to Stout. We'll get to Stout and get healed up, and then we'll continue on our journey. And I think we're going to get out of the desert. We've been in the desert for a little bit. I want to kind of get down into Holy Nation territory, and get down to where we have some hungry bandits we can start fighting. And the reason I want to do that, one, we need to expand our team, and so we want to find some recruits, and we want to get out of the territories where we're basically going to get, picked on by corrupted dudes. And I want to start doing some stealing. I'm not going to do a whole bunch of it, but we do want to do a little bit of stealing in some of the episodes. So we're gonna start doing a little bit of that, just so we can, get some stuff and then sell it down in Czech territory. All right, let's keep going. All right, so off in the distance here, just gonna go ahead and pause it. Oh, we just discovered Stout, actually. Or Stoat. It's Stoat, not Stout. I'm just, I really want some beer. So off in the distance here, check this out. So here we've got an Empire Peasant Lingu. Now Lingu, if you notice over here, he's got a bounty for 2,000 cats with the United Cities. We want to capitalize on that for sure. So we're going to go ahead and get on in there and knock him out. All right, now let's see. Double looks like he's definitely faster. He's got a 63% chance to knock that dude out. And Vam's got a 70. So let's go ahead and do the 63. And, some of you might think, well, that's kind of crazy. Like, why would you do the 63 rather than the 70? Well, I want the skill. I want to get skill ups, right? So whoever is my lowest dude, and I talked about this in sort of a previous episode. I mentioned cross functionality. I don't want one person who can do something. I want at least two people. So if somebody goes down, I have another person that can handle that responsibility, right? Kind of like the Navy SEALs do. Navy SEALs use cross functionality on their teams. They basically, if their radio guy, well, it's radio, anybody can pick up a radio, but if their medic gets knocked out, they need a second person who can medic, right? They have to have that, because otherwise their mission's in jeopardy. And same goes for us. If we're in cannibal territory and our medic gets knocked out, the mission can't be over, right? We need the ability to get back up and handle that. Or to have somebody handle it, rather. Alright. Oh, out of trading range. That's fine. So double, I want you... Vam, get over here. Okay, this guy only has 20 seconds. I'm not going to be able to do that. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and pick this dude up. Okay. He's going to get a lot of strength XP, but we're going to be moving pretty darn slow. That's okay. We'll have double do that. Oh, look, Stoat just rendered in. Nice. Okay, so we're going to start heading towards Stoat. And hopefully get lucky enough. Now, if this guy's strength is high enough, he can break free. I don't think his strength is high enough. And because Double's carrying him like this, Double's strength should be going up. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, look at it. I mean, look at that, right? His strength is just skyrocketing right now, and that's only on 2 speed. So if I click over here and temporarily go to 3 speed, which I'm always super nervous about going to 3 speed. I mean, just look at that, right? It's just, boom, just skyrocketing. So that's great. In fact, I wonder if Double will start outpacing Vam. Doesn't look like he's gonna. So he's getting a stealth penalty, but even with carrying this dude, his stealth is still... Oh, because Vam's injuries. Vam has a ton of chest injuries, right? So he's going to be super slow. Alright, so we finally made it to Stoat. We've been trying to make it to Stoat, I think, for 2 episodes at this point. And we're getting... With this 2K, we should be able to turn him into a police station if there is one in this town. And get our reward. So that's great. Let's go ahead and unsneak here. Alright. Do a little bit of shifting of weight because I want to take this guy's weapon, right? I don't think I can actually loot him while he is carried. Oh, I can with Vam, which is perfect. Alright, great. So now, is there a police station? This is a bar, right? That's a barracks. I don't think that that's gonna work. There's a police station. Okay, so you can see there's a star on the outside of this building, and if I click, oh, look at this, a corpse we can loot. Great. And then if I click on it, right, if I select this building down here, you'll see police. So that took me forever to figure out in my first playthrough. I had no idea. Uh, okay, so I want to get to this guy before he wakes up and loot him. All right, Vam. Let's go ahead and get all those goodies. Sweet. And Devil, let's get you inside of here. All right, looks like you've caught a bounty. You want a reward, I suppose. Hell yeah. Go ahead and take him. All right, there's our 2K. So we're at 8K. We're getting really close to our Shinobi Thieves goal. And now, oh, look at this guy on the shitter. Sometimes there's people that you can recruit that sit there. So I was just checking really quick to see if that's somebody where you can recruit. Doesn't look like it is, though. Well, that's okay. What we're going to do now is basically, and I might rethink Vamrix being a tank. I don't know yet. I kind of want Vam to be a tank, but, you know, Shek are just really, really good tanks. So maybe that's what we're going to do. Okay. Before we continue south, because I want to get into Holy Nation territory, before we continue south, I'm essentially going to rent another bed for Vam and get them all healed up. So we're going to head over to this bar here, and we're going to get Vam healed. And again, we're going to choose an 8x bed just to make sure that we're healing nice and fast. And then I'm going to sell as well. Take a look around. Okay, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. All right, so Vam, why don't you go ahead and get in a bed, get you all healed up, and then we will get our sell on. Okay, so we've been in Stoat here for a second. I have Vam's still in bed. He's not quite healed. He's getting close. Double, I've basically taken all the gear from both characters, taken it over to the bar to sell it. We're now sitting at 10.3k. I took a little bit of food over here to cook it up, and while I was outside, I happened to notice that there is a Sand Ninja fighting a rebel farmer. Now, Sand Ninja is, if you remember the first one we looted, right? It had a sword, and it has a sword that I want on Double. I don't want that silly iron club that I looted on him. So what we're going to do is we're basically just going to make our way over here to this Sand Ninja and see if we can knock him out, because he's surely going to kill this this farmer. Now, if we fail, of course, he'll attack us, but that's okay. That's really okay. We don't mind, because we can run from him. So right now we're basically, I mean, we've got a 45% chance, and that's how we're going to get skill, is by either succeeding or failing. So here we go. Oh, we got him. All right, all right, all right, cool. So let's go ahead and loot that. We might as well take that because we're going to sell it. Might as well take those because we're going to sell those as well. Oh, and look at that. Better than what we got. Certainly going to take that. And, you know, I'm feeling generous today. Let's just leave that on him as a gift from me to you. Actually, no. Sorry, buddy. I guess we could loot this guy too, but nah. We'll just let him do the thing. Okay. So that's great. Knocked him out. Sorry, bud. It had to be done. And I guess we'll head over here and dismantle our fireplace, and then we'll head back over, sell some more stuff, and then get ready for our next leg of the journey. All right, so we've got a few things accomplished here. We've got both of our ninjas. I mean, they are kind of ninjas right now, right? Let's be honest, because they both have ninja rags now. So we've got standard grade ninja rags and samurai cloth pants on both our dudes. Vam and Double. We've still got the shoddy grade Tangle Must. Would be nice to have something better than that, but I'm not really looking to spend cats right now on that. So we're going to basically keep what we kill. Or in this case, just assassinate, because I didn't really fight that guy on the ground. I just looted him. We've got a ring saber on Vam still. I'm going to probably just keep him as sabers. I like sabers. And we've got a ninja blade now. It's only mid-grade salvage, but it's better than nothing. Certainly way better than that iron club we were carrying. And I would like to have him have a weapon with cutting damage so we can work dex when he actually gets into melee combat. We've got an additional first aid kit because we were running pretty low. We're running pretty low on charges on the standard first aid kit on VAM, and we want to make sure we have first aid kits on the way down. We'll probably end up buying a splint kit before we head continuing our journey, just because I don't really want to not have a splint kit while we're in on the way down to this next leg. It's pretty dangerous. So if we get injured, we don't want to be hobbling the entire way. Yeah, worst comes to worst, we'll pick one of the guy up. So we've got one dude, double here with a bow, and he's got plenty of ammo for the journey. We've got 2 food and 1 food. We might pick up 1 more meat before we continue on. And so the next thing we need to do is we're going to kind of get out of the desert. We need to head across Spine Canyon here. We need to head through the skim sands. We need to go through this little pass here. And kind of our next stop, I think, will be, we're going to try to make some more money along the way, get some more loot from some skimmers maybe as we're going through the skim sands. Maybe we'll get lucky and through the Spine Canyon we'll kind of run into another ninja, maybe get a better weapon, maybe get a better shirt. We'll see. So we're going to kind of make our way here to this section here and see if we can make it to this sort of pass south of the Arm of Akron, because we're going to want to make our way through here. And now eventually we want to get back up to these cannibal lands, right? I mean, that's our goal. We just need a little bit of a party before we do that. So I'm going to head down, like I don't know if we're going to be able to do this in short order, but we're essentially going to run down to sort of Okran's Pride and then down through Okran's Gulf and I think into this area, and sort of I think a good proving midpoint or sort of a short-term goal, well, more long-term than one episode, but I think we want to head down into this area around Shek territory, more Hungry and Dust Bandit territory. I think before we head to Cannibal territory, we really want to be able to take out one group of Dust Bandits. So that's kind of our next sort of temporary goal, is to be able to take out groups of Starving Bandits and eventually a group of Dust Bandits, and then maybe even take out sort of the Dust Bandit King. We need to find him and knock him out. So there's some sort of, I guess early game sort of boss enemies that maybe if we can take them out with our group, I will feel good about going into cannibal territory, where in vanilla cannibal territory is not really dangerous, but with this mod that we've got, the cannibals expanded, there's some really nasty cannibal enemies up there. So we want to at least be able to handle the Dust Bandit King before we head up there and start doing that. So we're going to head down into this area in the border zone and see if we can take care of that. So we might actually go through Skinner's Roam instead of through Okran's Pride. I don't know yet. But what I kind of want to do is I want to potentially maybe steal some stuff in the next episode here, and then take that stuff with us to sell to Holy Nation territory. All right, and so but we're gonna do that tomorrow. So thank you guys so much all for watching today, man. I had so much fun with you dudes today. So in that next episodes of Cannibal Hunters, we're definitely going to head down into Okran's Pride. We're going to smuggle some stuff across the border here and sell it to the Holy Nation. See if we can make some more money, and then finally get that Shinobi Thieves membership and get some backpacks. Hey, if you had as much fun as I did today, let me know by crushing that like button. And if you didn't, feel free to leave some comments in the comments section and let me know what I can do to make this series more fun for you. As always, I can't wait to see you all in the next episode of The Cannibal Hunters. Also, as a small outtake, I forgot to say, love ya!